I think Dillian Whyte deserves a shot at Deontay Wilder, but since Wilder is going to be fighting Fury again, it looks like Brandon that that April 13th date that Joshua has in Wembley Stadium will be filled by Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, I guess so. I think AJ's just gonna take him apart again, but I really wish it'd be interesting to see him mix it up with Wilder, because I think he's tough enough, and he doesn't have any fear that he could get in there on the inside and catch Wilder with something, and I think it'd be a really fun fight. I'd like to see him fight Ortiz. I think he could beat Ortiz.
Ooh, Eric, what do you think about that? We've all supported Louis Ortiz on this show. What do you think about Whyte and Ortiz?
I think it's a good fight. I mean, I think, they tried to put that together. They wanted to put that together. And Dillian Whyte did not want to take the fight, and I don't blame him, because he said that, he was a mandatory. They talked about him being the mandatory challenger, and then they tried to put Whyte in front of him to become the mandatory challenger. And I just think it's like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things, man. I don't know why the fight. I mean, I know why the fight didn't materialize, but yeah, I would definitely like to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the WBC, they did screw over Whyte when it came to that whole thing with Brazil, because all of a sudden Brazil became the mandatory when Whyte was the person that had fought with the silver belt and all that other kind of stuff. And, so it's kind of tough. But, yeah, I'd like to see him versus Ortiz, man. I think Ortiz is probably at the point in his career where he's probably slowed down just a step enough that I think Whyte could give him some problems, man. Whyte's live in any fight, if you ask me. But,
yeah.
For the rest of the weekend, man, the Charlos, you know what? The Charlos disappointed me. I knew that Korobov was going to be tough, but, when you keep getting hit with the same punch over and over again, and you really don't mix it up very much, that you don't go to the body, you don't press them, you know what I'm saying? It's just, they just didn't show me enough levels to their game. I mean, coming into those fights, I would have said that I would have thought Canelo versus Charlo was probably 50-50, and I probably would have picked Charlo to beat Triple G at the state that Triple G is in right now. And I don't know if I could say that same thing after watching that fight, because if Triple G can hit you with the same punch over and over again, you're going to go down. Korobov just doesn't have that type of power. And then as far as that decision was terrible. I actually fast-forwarded the end of the fight, after the bell rung to get to the next fight, and then I kind of saw the people's faces as I was fast-forwarding, and I was like, hold up. Did they rob Charlo? And, sure enough, they did. But, I don't understand it, I mean, what did you guys think about the broadcast? I missed the early part of the show. I want to get your thoughts on what you thought about the Fox broadcast team.
It was horrible.
Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, it was bad.
I thought that, listen, I like Joe Goosen a lot. And I think he does a good job when he's commentating. I just thought that it was so pro Charlo there, that you could tell there was no mistaking who that house fighter was.
Yeah, he was on the payroll.
Yeah.
That was my problem with it. And it's my problem with any fight. That's why I like the Sky Sports broadcasters or the UK broadcasters. They never seem biased. They just call the fight. And they're always so professional about it. They just call the fight. And here we got to listen to how, every 5 seconds, they split screened the fight. Action on the fight. They split screened it to get a picture of this idiot in his locker room watching his brother watch the fight. It's like, what are you doing? Well, I don't care. Yeah, I know what a guy looks like when he's watching a fight. I don't need to see this. This is seriously what we do?
It was crazy.
Honestly, Eric, they had way too many people on that broadcast. It's like,
I mean, they had the normal amount, though. I don't know. They had the normal amount. I thought they had they had two or three people at ringside. What was it? 2 or 3 people at ringside, 2 up in the booth. That's what Showtime always has. And, I just thought, like I said, man, I don't know, man. It seemed you could tell who the house fighter was, put it that way.
You could definitely tell.
It was pretty bad.
Definitely.
I don't know who they had doing the play-by-play.
It was Kenny Albert.
It was Kenny Albert?
Doesn't he do football too, Robbie?
Albert and Joe Goosen and Lennox Lewis, they were the ones actually at ringside during the fight.
Yeah,
I like Lennox. I like Lennox.
I didn't really like him. Goosen was alright. You know, the problem with Lennox Lewis is like the frequency of his voice. You have to turn your TV up to hear what the hell he's saying. Like they got to turn his mic up.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of pick up what Lennox is saying. Lennox isn't that good ringside either.
I would have loved to have had Ray Boom Boom Mancini at ringside instead of Lennox Lewis because they had Boom Boom upstairs, and I thought Boom Boom should have been at ringside.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Boom Boom.
He's no Teddy Atlas, put it that way.
Yeah, you know what he does? Like, so what's he have to do, Ray? Oh, he's just gotta go in there and fight him. He's gotta go in there and fight him. He's gotta attack him. He's gotta go in there and walk him down. He's gotta go in there and fight him.
But you know what's funny? That's the way he fought, though. You know what I mean? He was just, you know, came and
like there's one style of boxing, one way to win, and there's like no other way. It's like it's either you get into a slugfest, or you know it is what it is. You either knock the guy out or you get knocked out. There's no winning decisions with Mancini.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's funny because that's hilarious.
What's he gotta do? Oh, he's gotta fight him. That's all he says.
I hate when they have a lot of people who don't know boxing talking about boxing.
Right.
It's like the people who know boxing got to educate them while they're doing the fight. It's just
Yeah, well, Chris Fowler had no business being on that broadcast. He's a football guy.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand it.
Yeah, but who else they gonna get?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, who else they gonna get? Everyone else is tied up to other networks. They had to get that guy from the football, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Jim Lampley's available, Beeb.
How do we know?
Yeah, he's worse.
No, Jim's not leaving HBO.
He's not leaving HBO. Max is over at ESPN.
Yeah. So
Jim's still getting a check from HBO to do other stuff. And
Hawk and Barack are at the Zone.
Well,
you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What can you do, you know?
Hawk and Barack. That's awesome.
And what's his name? Brazil had a decent performance. You know, so it was definitely a good little night of boxing. You know, when I came home, a full thing. I didn't really catch any of the undercards over in the UK. I'll probably catch up on some of that stuff later.
Yeah.
This afternoon. But what do we got next week? Anything good?
Nothing. We got Floyd Mayweather and Tenshin Nasugawa.
Is it the UFC next week, Eric?
Yeah. They got that John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson.
And they got what's her name on the undercard there? Chris Cyborg, right?
In a video last night, Cyborg might be injured. She fell out of a shopping cart. This moron was out there doing some kind of, they call it some kind of challenge or something like that in the shopping.
Cut it out.
Swear to God. She fell out of the shopping cart. They said she might not make it to the fight. That's a good fight too, man.
Was she serious?
She dead serious.
Oh,
dead
no.
Serious.
That sucks. I was looking forward to that fight.
I was too.
Women love to do their shopping, so you know.
No, she fell out of the shopping cart. She fell out. She was inside the shopping cart and fell out.
Oh my God.
All right, Brandon, we're gonna get running, man. Thank you so much for the call.
Brandon.
Yeah. So but Gustafson next week, Gustafson Jones next week. That should be really good. Should be really good. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight for Jones to come back on. So we'll see what's going on. And he's already calling out DC Daniel Cormier. So I mean, we'll see what happens there, man. He can't overlook Gustafson though. So we'll see. All right, let's go to our news and rumors here. Beeb, ringside reporter, can do something that absolutely nobody else has done in history. Win the Kebab Awards for Best Podcast twice. Now, everybody knows our friend Wingy from Wingy Boxing, and he does a podcast and everything like that. Every year, he has the Kebab Awards. All right? And last year, Beeb, do you know who won Best Podcast?
We did.
Right.
Of course.
Exactly. And we are in the running again for the Best Podcast. Now, of course, there's a lot of competition. I'm very biased. I think we deserve it. But hey, I don't make those decisions. That's not my call.
Hey, the people in the UK, they love us. So
They love you.
We have one thing working against us this year. A lot of controversial statements from Ringside Robert. We have a lot of advocacy. We have a lot of advocacy groups on our ass because of him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm just kidding, Robbie.
That's right.
It's a dead silence over there in California. Oh God.
That's right. So we are looking forward to the Kebab Awards, and hopefully we will be making history in the UK once again. So, but yeah, in all seriousness, man, Wingy has his award show pretty soon. So guys, make sure you go out and check that out. It's always entertaining. It's always fun. Anytime he does a podcast, it's always fun. So maybe if we win, maybe you can send us some Wingy shirts we can wear, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe you send us, maybe the winners get those. Or just a pat on the back is nice too. Either one. All right, let's move forward here. Canelo Alvarez leads DAZN to #1. Now DAZN put out a press release saying that it jumped to the top slot across iOS and Android as the #1 downloaded free app for the first time in the U.S. this past weekend. And that was largely due to Bellator 213 and, of course, Canelo versus Rocky.
But folks, it's not free. You get a 30-day trial, and then it's $9.99 a month. So.
Why do you have to rain on everybody's parade? Why do you have to rain?
Their commercials say it's free, but it's only free for 30 days.
You just have to rain on everybody's parade. I mean, DAZN makes #1. It's a free app, and you just have to take a dump all over it.
Why do you hate DAZN so much, Robert?
Why do you hate it, Robert?
I don't hate it. I just wish when people would advertise things, they would be truthful. At least ESPN Plus, they tell you up front, you only get a week free. You know?
No, you get a month. Oh, 7 days. Yeah, I think that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Centurion Son said I should do an Akin Barak segment.
We got to get them hats like Akin Barak.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do
the fedoras.
Me and Beeb are gonna do an Akin Barak segment where we go to Robbie's house and have a bunch of clothes for him to try on and everything like that, and buy him cologne and tell him how great he is and all that other good stuff. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
If you guys want to spend the money to fly out to California, be my guest.
There you go. Now,
let me see what Lisa has to say about that, Eric.
That's right. She'd like to fly out to California, I'm sure. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Now, and I was just going to mention this. Jason just sent me this. He sent me this earlier in the week too. It says that Canelo. Let's see here. Canelo Alvarez seeking Triple G trilogy after numbers were brutally low on the DAZN app. Now, I looked this up. And the reason, we looked this up, they're saying that those subscribers were like shockingly low was the quote I saw. This actually comes from Dave Meltzer. He was the first one to say this. Now, Dave Meltzer, if you don't know who Dave Meltzer is, he does like the Wrestling Observer. He works with like pro wrestling and stuff. Robert, do you know who this guy is?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Dave. That's exactly what I was going to tell you.
Right.
He's not a boxing guy, so I don't know.
Not
where
at all.
Get this.
Not at all.
Can I say? Go ahead. After you finish your story, I got to make a point.
Right. And Dave Meltzer came out and said, and he said this, and everybody's kind of, I think, I've seen certain articles run with it and everything. Absolutely no one of substance has said this. I haven't seen it in the LA Times, New York Times, ESPN, anywhere. I haven't seen, and trust me, if ESPN were to get a hold of this, and they would completely dump all over it. And I haven't seen this anywhere.
Jason finds obscure sources.
Yeah. Questioning his sources. But he was on some radio. Dave Meltzer was on some radio show. Hang on. Dave Meltzer was on some radio show. And that's where he came on and said this at. He didn't say where he got the numbers. He didn't say anything of any credible nature, other than he's Dave Meltzer and he gives you the wrong info on wrestling. I don't know. And I know Dave Meltzer, Dave Meltzer, and I mean, nothing what he said in there was credible other than it just came from him. There was no source. There was no anything like that. So nobody really knows, to be honest with you. Go ahead, Beeb.
So remember a couple shows ago, I think it was I want to say back at the end of October, beginning of November. I think it was about the end of October. I was telling you that there was 1 million DAZN downloads on the Play Store. And now there's like 5 million. When I check now, there's like 5 million. So right around the time when they did sign Canelo, it looks like they did get a jump of downloads, like 4 million downloads.
Well, they had to, right?
Yeah, that's so 1 million to 5 million in like a month and a half is pretty good.
Well, and I got to be honest,
and that's just the Play Store. That's not the app store from Apple either.
Right, and you got to think about right. That's not the App Store. That's not micro. I watch mine on my Xbox upstairs.
Yeah, so he's definitely made an impact. There's no question about it. And
right.
No disrespect to Anthony Joshua, but this app is using him as the selling point, not Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua doesn't even have an exclusive deal with them. So why would they go out of their way to really? And I don't even think DAZN's really happy with Matchroom right now. They've been kind of, from what I hear, complaining that Eddie Hearn hasn't signed any of the American fighters. So what does DAZN turn around and do? They get Canelo. They say, "Fuck you, Eddie Hearn. We're not going to."
They want to break into that American market.
Yeah, they want that American market in a bad way, and the best way to do that is by far getting Canelo Alvarez.
He's the biggest guy. He's the biggest guy, and he's got longevity now. The fact that he beat Triple G, whether you think he did or not, doesn't matter. He's got the belts to prove it. Going forward, and now, opened up to 168. He just blasted Fielding out. The world's at his feet right now. He's the new pay-per-view guy. He is now the money guy in boxing, whether you like it or you.
He can basically call his own shots in 2 different weight classes.
And then De La Hoya said he's got a surprise for us, right?
I think the surprise is Jacobs. I really do. I think that surprise is Jacobs.
You know what I think? But what I think possibly the surprise could be
what?
Callum Smith.
I tell you what, man. That's wow.
I don't think
that's a big jump, man.
I don't know. I think I love Callum Smith
in terms of talent and in terms of that's a big jump, man. Callum Smith is no joke. He can.
I think he can hang with Callum Smith. I really do.
I think so too. I think that's an awesome fight.
No disrespect to Callum Smith. I think it's a pick'em. Right now it's a pick'em. Maybe Canelo's slightly favored. I don't know.
I think Canelo will definitely be favored based on what he did to Fielding. That's how he'll be favored.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he takes Smith. My guess is it'll be Daniel Jacobs. Because
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Starting to be like Triple G.
No, he said it's not Triple G.
Good fight.
Yeah, I think it'll be Danny Jacobs next. I really do. I got that feeling, and I think that'll be a good fight. And I would favor Canelo in that fight. Absolutely, no question about it, man. All right, we got some news here. Adonis Stevenson is out of the coma. Now there are conflicting reports out here, and I will say this: Yvonne Michelle has come out and said that Adonis Stevenson is out of the coma, but gave no further updates. Now I know the family has been very close to the vest on this issue, and that's very understandable. Very understandable. Michelle did not say when he came out of the coma. It was not clear when he came out of the coma. I reported earlier on in the week that from the TAC, it's a Russian news website called TAC. I think it's tas.ru or something like that if you want to go look it up.
TAS, yeah.
How do you know this? It's a Russian web. What are you, a commie?
No, I know what TAS is.
Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
How do you, seriously, I could pull out like a newspaper from Iceland. He's going to know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he would.
Hey, man, I'm a voracious reader. I happen to know what TAS is.
A voracious reader.
I didn't say I read it, but I know what it is.
Robbie is a lover of women, a reader of books. He's an all-around scholar, I'll tell you that. So anyway, TAC, the Russian news site, who I think is a legitimate source. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they are. They reported that Adonis Stevenson was brought out of his medically induced coma. It was not a coma that he was in from the fight. It was a medically induced coma, so the swelling and everything goes down. They said that he is actually out of the coma, but he was actually paralyzed on his right side. Now, there is a chance he can come out of the paralysis, but it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of time, and he's got a long road ahead of him. But he has been up. He has woke up from there and everything like that. So there you go. And I've got a lot of people. I had a lot of people on Twitter after I posted the site or whatever, posted the article and everything. Oh, it's not a real, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's fake. And
hey,
let me tell you what.
Guys, just continue to pray for the dude. He needs our prayers. I mean, great respect to him. I mean, we may not have liked all of his title defenses, but, to hang on to a title for as long as he did. Now, for those of you that didn't like him as a fighter, you got to care about him as a human being. So,
agreed.
Very well said, Robbie.
Knock off all this hate, and every night when you get on your knees and talk to God, you be sure to throw in a prayer for Adonis Stevenson. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Robbie.
All right. Fighter of the Year. The Boxing Writers Association of America has voted Claressa Shields as the Female Fighter of the Year.
Female Fighter of the Year.
Yeah, female Fighter of the Year, not Fighter of the Year. Female.
If they gave her overall Fighter of the Year, I was going to lose my mind.
Uh-oh. There goes another sponsorship.
There we go. Robbie will be back on next week apologizing.
He's killing us. Not going to get the kebab now.
Yeah, there goes our kebab award. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, buddy.
Killing us.
Goes our kebab award. Say something nice.
Guys, I do what I can.
Say something nice, Robert. Come on. We're ruining it.
He's gonna get us on Fox News as a headline.
We do a great show here, but no, look, as far as female fighter of the year, I think she deserves it. Although I do want to see her fight Breakhouse and Hammer next year. I want both of those fights to occur.
Wow.
Yeah, people don't like her. I just, I'm very indifferent with her. I'm very indifferent with her. If I see her fight, okay, and if I don't see her fight, that's fine too. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch her fight. She's just not that.
But, look at it this way: if they give you a prestigious award, don't you have to go out the following year and sort of live up to that acknowledgement? I mean, if somebody is willing to give you a prestigious award, the way that you thank them is by going out and having top-notch performances. And in 2019, I would like to see her fight both Christina Hammer and Cecilia Breakhouse.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Now, the Boxing Writers Association of America has not voted, I do not believe, on a male fighter of the year. And if they have, I haven't seen it. However, ESPN has voted on the fighter of the year. And that guy is Alexander Usyk.
Wow.
Good choice. That was good.
I think so.
Unified won the World Boxing.
He accomplished a hell of a lot this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did.
All right. Badu Jack and Marcus Brown is set for the Pacquiao Broner undercard.
All right.
What do you guys think about that one?
I like it.
I like Jack the Ripper in that fight.
What do you like? Do you like the fight?
I like the fight, yes. Yeah, because it's about time that Marcus Brown steps up and shows us what he's really made of. And one guy in the light heavyweight division without a belt who can prove that would be Badu Jack. I like that fight. And since it's going to be on a pay-per-view undercard, that's a fight worth paying for. It's going to be entertaining.
I don't like the fact that Broner and Pacquiao are on the pay-per-view. I don't like that I have to pay for that fight. I'll be honest.
I don't think it's going to do that well. I hope I'm wrong, though.
I don't think so either.
I don't either.
Did a horrible time.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not big on that. I'm not big on the pay-per-view fight on that.
Let's see if Pacquiao has some of his old popularity left.
Do you see last night they're talking about Pacquiao? Pacquiao's now, I guess, the big fighter because they're paying him a lot of money. But they were talking about, oh, he just went through Lucas Matisse in his last fight. Bro, it was Lucas Matisse. Lucas Matisse was a shot fighter. I cannot say this any louder for you to understand this. He is a shot fighter. Completely shot. Broner massacres Pacquiao, son. That's the way it goes.
It's not going to happen.
What?
Nope.
It's not going to happen.
I've been thinking about it. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, Pacquiao's.
What do you mean you've been thinking about it? You were with Broner last week.
No.
Yes, you picked Broner.
When the fight was announced, Dereck.
Can't change your pick, Robbie.
Yeah, you can't change your pick.
You're already locked in.
You're riding with Titletown, baby. You know what? You know when he changed his pick? I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Listen to the beep.
Robert, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Listen to the beep.
I'm not, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. Last week, who did Oakland lose to?
Oh my God!
Who do they lose to? Who do they lose to?
Can I remind you how well
Cincinnati, son. That's who they lost to. Titletown. And as soon as they beat your beloved Raiders, you changed your
beloved Raiders.
Beloved Raiders.
Beloved Raiders.
He's got a picture of Al Davis in his room.
He does.
I got news for people in Cincinnati. You got a hell of a jerk in town now. And
why are you talking about me like that? I'm the jerk in town? Who?
No, Yasho Pig. The guy you got from the Dodgers. He's nothing but a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
Come on, Robbie.
That guy's an all-star.
Come on, Robbie.
We gave you Homer Bailey. You guys already, what did you guys already deal him out? You guys already dealt him out.
No,
he sucks.
Number one, I'm not a Dodger fan, but they released him already.
Look at you. You California guys all got it wrong. So you give us 3 all-stars, and you cut the guy we give you for him. That's a dumb move.
The only all-star that's going to be worth anything for you is Matt Kemp.
Yeah, he's good too.
And Alex Wood will be okay, but the other guy is a major troublemaker. He's going to hang out with Broner and
we all hang out with Broner.
Broner will have a good time.
We all hang out with Broner. What's the matter with you? All right, Beeb, it's time. Elena, get in here.
Chugga, 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 choo, choo.
Oh, what a great.
There you go.
The voice of an angel. The voice of an angel. We are paying, you're not going to believe, we are paying $1,000 a month to get her voice lessons. And I got to be honest with you. I think they're paying off in spades.
I don't think Lisa's allowing you to spend that kind of money, but okay.
Well, what she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
Robbie, please.
Lisa, you know about it now, so check the bank account.
Please, Robbie, stop dropping dimes.
All right, so our train wreck of the week this week, man. Amir Khan says Kell Brooks should admit he's gay.
Oh, God.
So,
fuck.
What does that have to do with anything?
It has nothing to do with nothing.
It comes out so randomly and says that, like,
and he says, this is what he said in an interview. Jeez. So
that has nothing to do with boxing, for Christ's sake.
I'm mad Robbie's getting about this.
I know. He's getting a complex, man. That's gold.
What's going on?
All right.
LGBT over there.
Right, I know. He's getting... Oh, my goodness. So he said in an interview, Khan said in an interview that he says that he's heard from multiple sources that from Brooks' camp that Brooke is gay and that he was caught with guys or whatever the case may be, and that he should be a man about it and just come out and admit he's gay rather than being in the closet and everything like that. Should I remind everybody that wasn't he like pursuing a tranny, Khan? Wasn't he like trying to date a transsexual woman or something like that or whatever?
Isn't he married?
I think so. Yeah.
But my point about this whole thing is, what the fuck does his sexual orientation have to do with him fighting?
Has nothing to do with it. And that's why it's disturbing that he brought it up.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. And, listen, I don't care what Brooke does in his personal life or anything like that. I mean, whether he is or isn't, I could care less. I don't care. I'm not hooking up with him. What do I care?
I remember a few months ago, we had his story similar to this, where somebody kept getting into one sexual trouble after another, and I basically said at the time when I went on my rant about it, what is more important, your boxing career or your sexual exploits? And what business is it of Amir Khan if Cal Brook is gay? What the hell difference does it make?
Who was the guy? Who was the guy going on exploits? Who was that guy you were talking about?
I forget who. Was it Marcus Brown? It was somebody like that we talked about a few months ago.
I don't remember. You know, but Amir Khan to like sit here and throw stones at Cal Brook, talking about, he's gay, and that's just like middle school stuff. Oh, he's gay. That's what his problem is, that's like middle school stuff. Amir Khan, like I said, man, we saw that article and it was like very well publicized that he was, dating a transsexual girl or whatever, or was pursuing her or whatever. Not to mention that, there's a very strong rumor going around that Anthony Joshua slept with your wife. All right. Maybe you want to make sure things are handled in your corner of the world before you go out and accuse Cal Brook of anything.
Whoa.
Anthony Joshua can get any woman he wants.
Oh, please,
I
Robbie.
think Amir Khan has got a complex because Joshua took his wife away.
Robbie, please. This isn't the Inquirer.
And Amir Khan knows he can't do anything about it. I remember that story when we covered that too.
Oh, wow.
And apparently Lisa's listening to the podcast. I'll be sleeping on the couch again tonight. And by the way, I am woke. So there you go. So yeah, but the funny part is that on Twitter, Amir Khan, put this out on Twitter, and it was just brutal. I mean, you've seen nothing on Twitter until you've seen that timeline where that story was published and all the comments about Joshua, with his wife and all the comments about Amir Khan. I mean, it was the most brutal thing I've ever seen. It was bad.
I can imagine.
They just skewered Khan. There's no other good way to put it, man.
Hilarious.
Just skewered him. All right.
God.
Some good news.
Meanwhile, he talks his way out of fights. That's
all he does. Yeah. That's what he does. Yeah. He talks his way out. Some good news now. It's very good news. This is stuff that you don't hear about a lot. Maybe it goes on, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But every time I see like the boxers coming up, they got diamond rings, they're buying expensive watches and this and that. Cecilia Breakhouse opened up a school in Uganda. Breakhouse has been working on the project for 3 years with Bring Children from the Streets. That's a Norwegian Ugandan group headed by Richard Kiwanuka. The opening ceremonies took place on Sunday, December 16th, but she actually opened up a school in Uganda. That is amazing. It really is. That's a really amazing thing. You don't hear about stuff like that. You hear about Amir Khan saying Cal Brook's gay.
Her and LeBron James care about their home communities, and they both open up schools.
You would think that Cecilia Breakhouse came from Titletown. The way she acts. Look at LeBron James. Taking care of his own, putting schools up here, stuff like that. And, he's in LA now, and he still looks out for us. Sean Porter stays in Vegas. He just tweeted that he was at the Cleveland Browns game. You know what? I don't care. He's not part of Titletown anymore. That's the way it goes. All right. Let's see here. Jason's in the chat. Hey, before we go back to the phone calls, real quick here. Do me a favor. If you guys like what we're doing, if we're entertaining, if you could just forget about life for the past 2 hours that we're on, do me a favor. Just give me a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up in the on the YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to us. Go to iTunes and subscribe to us. Subscribe to our podcast and all that other good stuff. We don't ask for money.
We're on Spotify as well. So
yeah, we're everywhere. We're everywhere, man. iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you get music, you'll get us. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for much. We just ask for pats on the back and love in this holiday season. Right, Beeb?
And Kebab Awards.
And Kebab Awards. That's right. Kebab Awards. Not that I'm trying to influence anything in any way.
That's all we care about.
I'm just saying that the UK loves us, and it would be a shame to let them down.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying. This last, you'll hear about the Kebab Awards and anything like that, and history's on the line here. I mean, everybody likes to see history made, correct, Beeb?
I agree.
I agree
agree
too.
We can be in the record books.
Record books, that's a strong thing.
We got to make a successful title defense here.
I agree.
That's the way I look at it.
I agree.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you so much for that, Robert. Oh, Lord. Robert, you know what time it is, don't you?
With you guys, I really do.
I don't know how you feel now.
Can't believe the power went out earlier. Charlo lost. Charlo lost. PBC takes a big hit.
Yeah, your power is obviously back on or whatever. We did before I bring Jason on. Did what was this, like a surge? It wasn't a surge because it just. I mean, it's
there was a power outage. I guess there was something going on with a storm or something.
Yeah,
I went on the.
I thought it might have been weather related.
Yeah, it was weather related. I went on the National Grid website, and I guess there's like 3,500 people had lost their power.
Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes you get like squirrels that hit the power lines. You ever have that happen? Like where a squirrel hits a power line and then the whole block goes out.
Yeah, I had my flashlight here too. I was getting nervous.
Well, Jason's in Georgia, so he's probably working by a lantern here. So
he lives in a shed.
He lives in a shed.
You fucking talk about kebab some more, fucking idiot.
There's my son. I love my son. There he is. I already put him on go to the lawyer and put him on the freaking papers, baby. Give me the Beebs healthcare proxy.
1.687 million viewers average. I don't know the peak.
That's not.
That's
what is this now? I missed it because you were talking while other people were talking.
The UFC numbers guy said the first UFC on Fox shows average pretty much 1.6, 1.7 also, so it's pretty much
okay.
comparable.
Yeah, he said we had 1.6 million watch it on Fox last night.
Wow.
And it's only the 2 hours of average. It's not a peak, so the peak will probably be around 2 million. So
that's not good, is it?
For Charles, it's good. For Charles, it's good.
Is it? I mean, it was a national channel. It was on like Fox, like national Fox, not like Fox Sports.
What did Danny Garcia do? Like 3 million?
Cavaliers versus Spurs did 1.4 of 1.5 million on ESPN. What do you mean it's not good? Are you fucking retarded?
You moron. ESPN is limited. Fox is not.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit.
Go back to school, son. This is what happens. You get the news late in Georgia. Go ahead.
NBA games do 1.5 million all the time. So
you guys have Fox in Georgia?
Yeah. Do you guys have Fox in Georgia? Did you have to go like across the border to watch it in Alabama?
No, only in Ohio.
Do you have to go to a bar to watch this, Jason?
You
have to go to Hooters to watch this, Jason?
Hooters.
He's got good internet connection, so he comes up with all these weird stuff.
90 seconds.
I love fucking voicemail for people and shit. So you're the one fucking
talking. Hey, I get a lot of feedback on that. Thank you.
Yeah, you probably fucking.
Tell them about your feedback, Rob. Robert, now's a good time. Tell them about your feedback.
Tell them about your feedback, Robert.
People love your calls, Jason, but they want them to be a lot shorter.
Jason, what are your thoughts on that? This is what Robert says that the feedback he gets.
Is that Steve Kim's message?
Steve Kim!
60
Steve Kim! Mike Montero!
Wow, Jesus.
Oh, Dougie Fisher!
What is wrong with you?
What do you think? What do you think about a Goose, man?
I thought he was too. I thought they were all too top.
Oh, they were all fucking holding the Charlo pom poms, man. They should have just put Lions only T-shirts on last night. It was horrible. That was like the worst commentary I've heard in my life.
News about UK. Beeb, did you hear the big news about UK and ITV?
With PBC, yeah. That's not new. We talked about that last week.
We talked about this last week.
Fucking moron. No, moron. Manny versus Broner is being broadcasted
10
for free
seconds.
on ITV, and so is Jose Oscar Gouin playing for free.
Pay-per-view free TV.
Cares?
Oh my God, I gotta change my underwear.
Shit. And fucking Eddie Hearn is charging them to pay pay-per-view for Dillian Whyte versus fucking Chisora, and Broner versus Manny is free in England.
You know why?
That's
Because they're bigger fighters. Those are bigger fights in England because those guys are from England.
No, because Eddie Hearn's a fucking scam artist. That's why. Also, did you know that they haven't?
Hey, first of all, hey, wait a minute. Wait. Just be quiet for a minute. Hey, Jason, be quiet for a minute. Hey, I just want to let everybody know that the thoughts and views that Jason expresses do not really express us, especially to our good friend Wingy, who works for IFL and interviews Eddie Hearn on the regular basis. We all love Eddie Hearn here. Go ahead, Jason.
Wingy's always slobbering over Eddie like a little pussy fucking.
You're a moron. Hey, nobody disrespects Wingy on here. Nobody disrespects Wingy on here, son.
Whoa! You can't talk about Wingy like that.
You think you are?
You'll be sued.
Wingy's a pimp. I saw his wedding. I saw his page. His wedding picture is fucking pimp. He's like standing in front of a Rolls Royce with his wife. It's kind of cool.
He's the man, boy.
Hey, Beeb.
Yes.
Beeb, what do you think about Thurman? He was out there. Somebody, the reporters got into it with him. They were asking him, when are you going to fight Spence? He said, no, not till 2020.
Because he
Yeah,
sucks.
shit, man. He don't even care.
He sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't want to fight anybody. Who's he fighting? Josecito Lopez?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was still around.
I mean, that's a given. That's a comeback fight. But after that, at least.
Who's he fighting after that?
Porter or Thurman.
He's going to fight Porter again. Come on, man.
He still looks heavy, too.
Porter's not even fighting Spence, is he? Porter's not going to fight Spence next.
No.
He's no time Thurman is who he is. No time. He doesn't want to fight.
Yeah.
Who's Crawford fighting? Collazo or Amir Khan? Who? Which one is it?
I don't know. He doesn't have anyone right now.
Spence probably, or not Spence, but
no opponent.
Khan probably talked his way out of that fight.
They got to get on their knees and beg out him. And
yeah, he's got no opponent.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
What did you see that BWAA? What did they give Gosdick? What award?
They didn't give Gosdick. They didn't give anybody any award. They gave Clarissa Shields Fighter of the Year, Boxer of the Year, Female Boxer of the Year.
Female Boxer of the Year.
Also, man, everybody's bashing Stevenson. Even I've seen some really fucked up comments about him.
About who?
40, and he bought Badu Jack.
Who's got bad comments about him?
Who are you talking about, Jason? Who is it?
Why would anyone badmouth Stevenson? Who's badmouthing Stevenson?
Dude, people are saying like he deserves to be in a coma for what he did.
Yeah,
man, that's just troll stuff.
Anyone that says that are fucking assholes.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah, but listen to this. At 40, dude, he didn't have to fight Jack and Gosdick back to back. I don't think he had to. But
man, he didn't. You can't.
Those are two good fighters. You can't criticize that opposition.
Guy for that. No, you can't.
I don't know why. I don't know why you never fought Alvarez, but I'm kind of suspecting because they both had the same promoter, and the promoter didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but back to back Stevenson and Gosdick, those guys are fucking monsters.
Oh, without question, you cannot criticize that. I agree 100%. 100%.
Bash him for that.
Wholeheartedly, I agree with you there.
Whoever bashes him, that's silly.
No, but listen. Isn't fighting Gosdick and Jack back to back? Those guys are like 175 pounders. I don't think they look like 175 pounders. So that's kind of
they're big.
40 years old. I mean, it's kind of understandable what happened to him.
I feel horrible about what happened to him.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted. You might have been rooting the other way.
Look at what happened to DeGale. Look at what happened to DeGale after he fought Jack. He lost to fucking Caleb Truax. I mean, he was not the same either.
No.
You know,
Jack's a good fighter. Jack's a solid fighter, man.
Jack is solid, man. There's no question about it. He's a solid fighter.
Olympian, former Olympian, friend of the show.
Find out how good Marcus Brown is because Badu Jack's going to give him a workout.
That's a tough fight for Badu Jack, Robbie. Don't sleep on freaking Marcus Brown, please.
Got one of Manny's fighters fighting in a title fight. I forgot his name. It's like a little dude. You probably know about it, Eric.
A little dude.
A little dude.
You don't know about him?
What a great description that is.
You hanging out with big dudes?
Manny Broner,
little dude.
I'm gonna buy that shit after you watch all that.
Man, let me tell you this. All right, so Jason's been on me. Jason's been on me about buying the not buying, but watching the PBC Inside, the Inside PBC show or whatever.
I watched it. I watched it, Jason. I wasn't crazy about it.
I wasn't crazy about it at all.
Yeah,
it just seems like a big fluff show. You know what I mean?
It's really corny. Really corny, Jason.
I like the second one and the first one. They're pretty decent.
I don't like those ties that Sean Porter wears either. They look like scarves.
kid. Why can't we watch it on Fox? Shit.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that show.
Watching Michelle Joy Phelps interviews. We can't watch that show on
Nobody watches Michelle Joy Phelps interviews.
Yeah. I don't know where you got that one from.
You watch him in the bathroom hiding from Lisa, you fucking tard.
Whoa, buddy.
I watch other stuff in the bathroom. Don't worry about that.
That's defamation.
Hey, did you guys see the first ESPN UFC event? Cain Velasquez and Francis Ngannou?
That's awesome.
That's an awesome fight, dude.
That's awesome.
Awesome fight. Uncle Dana knows what he's doing.
Step his game up. Him needs to step his shit up.
Told you, Uncle Dana.
ESPN Plus, baby. That's where it's at.
Well, get on the phone with Alan.
ESPN is giving them like $400 million a year. ESPN is giving them like $400 million a year. I mean, PBC's only getting $60 million, so you get what you pay for, you know.
Yep. Uncle Dana making a big deal,
guys.
son.
That's my call.
All right, see ya.
I love the parting shots he gives you. I love it. Merry Christmas, Jason.
Okay, guys. For those of you that have been listening and calling, I hope that call was short enough.
Oh, please put the stopwatch.
Wow.
You got the stopwatch out, for Christ's sakes.
All right, so Robbie said, you know how he's got the Ringside Roberts corner or whatever, and people call and leaving messages. Robert's been saying that a lot of people have been calling and kind of bad mouthing Jason, saying he gets too much time and this and that. He's not entertaining, that and this and that. So that's where this is all coming from. So if you want to complain about Jason, why don't you call Ringside Reporters line?
Yeah, call the Ringside Reporter hotline.
Because Eric, they
do that.
About the agenda you talk about each week, and they said, does he get? People ask me, does he cover everything? And
Robbie, I want to see transcripts of these calls.
I want to see transcripts of these calls.
I want to see the transcripts, Robbie. I think you're doing a lot of paraphrasing here.
I'll see what I can do, okay?
A lot of paraphrasing. What's wrong with you, man?
Jason gets us about at least 1,000 viewers a month. Please don't.
Why don't Jason set up his own?
Don't destroy our revenue stream here with Jason.
Right. Jason is personally responsible for at least $3,000 a month here, so we can't get rid of him.
Okay. No, have to start cutting him checks.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but you know,
you're right.
A lot of revenue he's generating. You know. God, if only that were true. You know.
Yeah, really. Jeez. If that were true, we'd have to give him a permanent slot.
Oh my goodness.
Please, Robbie.
From this day, you'll be my new fool.
Georgie.
What up, though?
Hey, what's happening, people?
What's happening, people? What's good?
About mousing Jason. He's part of the family.
Part of the family, man. We can't get rid of him.
You know, brothers fight. So him and Robbie, they fight. You know, they don't like each other.
Hey, Georgie, we got to pick on somebody, and he's the easiest target there is.
Wow.
Oh, here we go now.
Him than me, better him than me. Hey, listen.
Here we go.
Jason, good for the ratings.
Really good for the ratings.
Try to work we do, but anytime that he says anything wrong about Wingy or the UK, call him the fuck off.
I agree.
Right, we need Wingy.
Look at Georgie's down for the cause.
Hell no. You can do respect to Wingy. Shout out to Wingy Boxing, the Hidden Man, all these good channels in the UK. Cause listen, bro, if it ain't for Mexicans and the UK, boxing will be dead here in the United States, bro. The fuck happened last night?
Georgia, I was going to ask you, do you think the mafia was at work last night?
Listen, bro, that was exposed town. Exposed night. Both of these niggas got exposed. And I'm lying. Yo, that Russian cat at the end of the last fight, the main event,
yep,
he was landing that left-handed wheel.
Yeah, he was.
I know he was.
Wheel. Every single round, all you hear these fucking PBC motherfuckers announcer just dick riding Charo.
I know.
And still getting, I don't know. Listen, they come out talk. Charo was landing his jab. I give him that. The last Charo, what the fuck was it? The Jamal?
Yeah, Jamal.
All right, so in the main event, the last one, he was landing that jab against the Russian dude.
and the announcer, the commentary from PBC, they came out saying the percentage, the so-called fucking CompuBax number of how many shots he was landing. It was something that I thought was fucking ridiculous. I don't even remember the amount. But how come you ain't talking about power punches? Because I saw that Russian every time he let that left hand go, landed it to the body or to the head.
I thought he won the fight.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought he won the fight. I had it 7 rounds to 5. I thought he won.
No, Korobov did right. Korobov did very good. George.
Yeah, I thought Korobov won the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric thought Korobov won.
If you ask me, they rob cats. It ain't a motherfucking Russian coming to the United States who's gonna get an inch. Anybody out there, listen, if you Russian, don't even try it. Don't even bother. You come into the United States, baby, you're gonna get robbed. They got this anti-Russia shit going on here that is disgusting. Disgusting, bro.
A lot of tension.
It's fucking outrageous.
A lot of politics.
Let me calm down, bro, because I'm coming pumped today. Pumped.
George, you go drink some water, George. You drink some water. Calm down.
Yeah, drink some water. Your voice is drying out here. Drink some whiskey or something.
I know, I'll be yelling all
Get yourself
day.
together.
Okay.
Listen.
What's up?
Where you at, brother?
I'm right here, baby.
Let's get Eric talk to us about the 76 Red Machine.
Best baseball team in history, son. Beats the 27 Yankees. It beats everybody. Title town, son.
Listen.
Think about that.
Listen, Eric.
Crushes those Red Sox, too.
Did they cancel the tourney? Is fucking Tete gonna fight Donier or not? What's going on with that?
No, they did. You talking about the World Boxing Super Series? No, they didn't cancel it. What's that?
It's back.
Did they cancel it?
No, it's back.
World Boxing Super Series.
Yeah, they're Richard Schaefer. No, we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Richard Schaefer came out and said that that they are working on it and they should have dates very, very soon. But the tournament should be going forward.
All right. So by the time that they get marinated one night, I know you pick up Broner against Pacquiao. I got Pacquiao, and I don't want to hear no talking, no bullshit. We're calling the commissioner right now.
Well, it's funny you say that because you've already had a number of title shots.
Oh, he's not giving a title shot now.
I'll be honest with you.
He's talking.
I don't think that you deserve another one because the bottom line is you've had a million shots at the champ and you just can't cash it in, baby.
Who's the number one contender, Eric? You're gonna do me like they did Brazil?
That's all right. We'll strip Eric. We're gonna have to strip him.
You don't know who the fuck
to strip him.
We're gonna strip him. He hasn't defended that title since Carter was president. Last time he defended that title, George Bush may he rest in peace. The first George Bush was in office.
Let me tell you what, this is the only way Georgie gets dessert when he loses a bet to me. And that's pretty often. All right. So let me tell you what. Chakal from Tijuana. Listen up, Chakal from Tijuana. Chakal from Tijuana said he wants the next shot. He's already bet. We've already bet on this. I said he has to call in. He has to call in sometime between now and that fight, and that pie bet is on.
Wow, you circumvented Georgie right out of the rankings?
We need fresh meat in here, man. Georgie gets blasted every time he bets.
That's got to go to purse. That's got to go to purse bids. I'm sorry.
It's going to go to purse bids.
The length, the stain of his villainy knows no boundaries.
Oh.
How long, man, is going to be darkened with nobody? Come on, man.
This is reptilian activity here.
Well, hey, Georgie, you can call Eric Ivan Drago, okay? That's what you can do.
That's it, because I don't lose, baby. Boom.
This is reptilian activity right here.
And I beat for the number one position. So I don't know what the misunderstanding was going on.
There is no misunderstanding. When you lose 50 straight times, you tend to go to the bottom of the list.
But I didn't.
What do you mean you didn't? What do you mean you?
won against Beef, and I died against you. That's my last 2 fights.
He knocked me out a couple months ago.
You're 1-1.
Put me on the shelf.
He's 1-1. What am I, like 27-0? You see the difference there?
Yeah, but
Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, son.
You're like Floyd Mayweather, though. You don't pay the you don't have to make mandatories. You haven't had a mandatory in about about a year and a half, kid.
You're the money man in the division. You don't need a mandatory. You make your own mandatories.
Georgie's the mandatory.
I'm the money man in the division, son.
Hey, we love you, Georgie. You're great.
Eddie Hearn, listen, Eddie Hearn, fucking Don King, Bob Arum, they ain't got shit on fucking Eric. Every know these goddamn man. Look out the way that he get out of here.
Georgie, you are the mandatory, and I think you should exercise your rights as a number one contender.
He can exercise getting that pie off his face. That's what he can do.
Just because Shakal has the WBC bronze title, that doesn't mean he gets a shot. He doesn't get a shot. He hasn't called in about 7 years, that kid. He doesn't get a shot. That kid doesn't get a shot. Get him out of here.
Hey,
Yo, listen, Eric,
we love Eric. He's our best supporter, man.
Beebs the commission.
Listen, Eric.
I like Chikalo. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I give him free picks on Facebook. I don't even.
I know. I do too. He asked me too. You gave him Warrington, didn't you? Because he asked me about it.
I gave him Warrington.
We got to come up with our own thing where, you call up and we give them each half the side.
I'm gonna do a hotline, man.
That's right.
I'm gonna be like every week. You gotta I'm gonna get a 900 number.
The 5-star lock of the week coming at you. We'll give half the picks like Warrington, have the other half.
We got a big week this week. We got a whammy for you this week.
Listen, we're working on our 5-star lock of the year right here. This is our double parlay of the week.
5-star lock, Manny Pacquiao over Agent Broner. That's a 5-star lock right there.
All right. Yo, listen.
What up?
You stop. You're mistaken, Eric. Back is you stop to the fucking gills, bro. You didn't see what he did to these things.
Stop.
These men.
They're not even drug testing Pacquiao right now.
No, did you see the video Broner put out? Did you see the video Broner put out? He was ticked off. He said, man, they got brought Pacquiao's cousin. It was like some Asian guy or whatever came from Vada or whatever it is to collect some urine or whatever, do like a random drug test. Adrian was furious. He was like, yeah, this is one of Pacquiao's cousins in here, man. He was like, he had a big problem with it. He was like calling out Heyman.
Yo, but listen, you guys, I remember that you guys on the panel don't believe that Pac is juicing. But I don't know why you cannot see it. How could this man got you guys fooled like that?
Who? I believe it.
What evidence do you have that he's juicing?
I think Pacquiao's going to win, brother.
Oh, Robert, come on.
No, I'm talking about juicing. Do you believe, Robbie, you think he's juicing?
No, hell no. I've never believed all those rumors.
I suspect very strongly that he is.
But there's no proof of that.
I have what's called
I think was juicing.
I have circumstantial evidence. I have
Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather was juicing.
I think they all are. I think every single I think the whole top 10 is of any division. I would
maybe junkies. We're talking about junkies. Listen, I gotta go. I just coming out of work and whatnot. Luckily for me, I can show with the show, and I have the pleasure to talking to you guys. Everybody out there support these people. They only ask for a thumb up. Give them the goddamn thumb up, you bastards. And I'm not gonna show you with you next Sunday.
All right, see you later.
All right, Georgie. There you go.
All right, there we go.
I love it.
Hey, are we gonna do a show next Sunday? What are we doing? What? Hold on here. Let me look at my calendar.
I was just gonna ask you, Eric. It doesn't sound like a whole lot of things are happening. Do we take next Sunday off or what?
Look at Robert, man. He's starting to drink it early.
Are we getting
your Eve.
Can we use one of our personal days next week?
Can we? I don't know, man. I
wouldn't mind doing it. To be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie to you. What is it? Is that New Year's Eve or what is Sunday?
It's the 30th.
Oh yeah, let's do a show. I'm down for it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm down for it.
We'll do a show. We'll see how much. We'll see how much news and stuff comes in.
We'll talk about the UFC too.
We can do. You know what we can do? We can. We'll accept our kebab award on next week's show, and then we can talk about. I don't know. Talk about something.
Yeah, Pacquiao's head is big. It has gotten bigger.
He's like 90 years old. Do you guys really think Broner's going to beat or Broner's going to lose to this guy?
Yeah, he's gonna get killed.
What?
It's not even going to be competitive.
Really?
It's gonna be very.
You're so bitter about the Raiders thing. You really are so bitter about the Raiders.
He may stop him, Eric.
Come on. So you're saying that Pacquiao's better than Garcia?
For the second time in a row.
I think Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao can beat. I think Pacquiao can beat Garcia.
Come on, son. You thinking about the Pacquiao that fought De La Hoya?
I think style-wise, I think Pacquiao is a horrible matchup for Garcia. Can he beat Porter? That's a tough one. Can he beat Spence? Probably not. Can he beat Thurman? Maybe.
Did you just say probably not?
Wait a minute.
He can't beat Spence.
Pacquiao could give Porter problems. I think Pacquiao could give Danny Garcia problems.
I think he beats Danny Garcia.
I don't think Pacquiao gives a breathing guy problems at this point.
All right, keep writing him off.
Oh, I'm going to write him off. Okay. Oh, you bet I'm going to write him off.
Don't forget, he hasn't been drug tested.
Listen, he's been.
What are you going to say on Sunday, January 20th, Eric?
I can't wait for that day.
He's announced as the victor over.
I cannot wait for that day.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to giggle when Chicago takes that pie in the face. That's what I'm going to do.
You bet Chicago. You bet Chicago pie.
Undefeated.
Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. You should let Lisa smash you in the face with it.
No.
That's going to be awesome.
Get prepared to get a pie and smash him in the face.
Nobody's going to need to smash a pie in my face because it ain't going to happen.
Get a nice cherry pie. Get all that crap right on you.
Nice cherry pie.
No. Don't be like me and get a whipped cream one, the wimpy pie.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Is just put some whipped cream on a plate and then just smash it in my face like a teaspoon of whipped cream. And then just put it in my face. Yeah. That was the weakest. Let me tell you, that was the weakest pie I've ever seen in my life. The absolute weakest.
I took a soup bowl and filled it up with whipped cream and stuck it in my face. What a ripoff that was.
Lisa just texted me. She's down for smashing the pie in my face. So
awesome. That'll be phenomenal.
I'm glad she likes all my suggestions so far.
Yeah, right.
That'll be phenomenal.
All right, guys. That'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Robert on Twitter at Ringside Robert or call his famous Ringside Robbie's Corner at
773-572-7781, and that number is not going to change. And Merry Christmas, everybody.
There it is, and leave him a message. You can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at jhabib1 and find his YouTube channel at beatingtheoddswithbeeb.com. On Twitter, I'm at Ringside73. Everybody, have a good holiday, and we will see you maybe next week. Probably next week. Yeah, probably next week, I would say.
All right.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas to you.
Radio.